In this video, we're going to be looking at computing some various results here with these inverse trig functions. In the first example here, we have arc sine of negative square root of 3 over 2. Here we want to keep all of our answers exact. So we start off by saying, well, that could be some angle called theta. And then using the inverse condition, we can rewrite that as sine of theta equals a negative square root of 3 over 2. So we have a trig equation to solve, but now to solve this equation, as always, we would find our reference angle. But now we have to realize, once we know that reference angle, which is pi over 3, that we must put it in the quadrants only where the arc sine is actually defined, or our limited sine function is actually defined. So it has to be the range of the arc sine. Arc sine is defined in the first and the fourth quadrants. So we go into the fourth quadrant, put in our reference angle of pi over 3. So that gives us our answer of negative pi over 3, because remember, it must be between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. Okay, in this next example, we want to do the arc sine of the sine of 7 pi over 12. Now, if the angle is in the acceptable range for sine, then these two things are inverse functions and we're fine. But sine, when we're dealing with arc sine, must be restricted to negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. And a quick check tells us, hey, 7 pi over 12 is just too big. It's going to be in the second quadrant. Not by a whole lot, but it is in the second quadrant. So what we have to find is okay, let's find our reference angle, and then put that reference angle into the appropriate quadrant for our sine function. Now we know that sine is positive in the second quadrant, so we're in the second quadrant, that angle is going to be positive. So we find the angle, since it's positive, that's in the first quadrant, that would have the same value as sine of 7 pi over 12. In that case, we'd have the reference angle. Well, if it's 7 pi over 12, the reference angle would be 5 pi. 5 pi over 12. So we would go to the first quadrant with the reference angle of 5 pi over 12. And now that it is inside the accepted range for the sine function, we can allow those inverse functions to cancel each other out, and we get the answer 5 pi over 12.